I lost like probably $30,000 in total, just trying to become rich quickly.
Welcome to this new format, to the very first episode of Trading Unscripted.
It accumulated a total of 300 trades. The fun fact about the experiment is that we had a 99% winning rate.
I'm very excited to present this new format to you. In here, I'm going to interview interesting personalities from the YouTube space in the trading world.
That in 5 years, it is so automated that you only do a 10% of the work.
My first guest on this show is Emilio Alvarado. He is the owner of the crypto bot Accelerator. Hey Emilio, so nice to have you here on the very first show of the Block Research AI Trading Unscripted podcast. You make 25k passive income for yourself using your AI trading tools. You have had 100 plus students, do one-on-one support with them, and you've been trading for the last 6 years. Is that correct so far?
Yeah. Hey, Timo, I'm happy to be here. And yeah, that's about right. I founded CVA in early 2020, so about 2020, 2021. And since then, we have had about 160 members at the moment. So yeah, it has been quite a journey.
Very nice. And how did you get into trading? How did you start? Sounds like you started trading for yourself, as we all do. And then from there, you scaled it up and gave your edge to other users or other traders.
Yeah. You know, when I got started was in 2017, right? Very, very similar as most people. They started doing day trading because they wanted to make thousands and thousands of dollars a day with this mindset of, I want to make $5,000-$10,000 a day trading. Well, on and off, I lost like probably $30,000 in total, just trying to become rich quickly.
Did you run into some scams, or was it due to your own trading mistakes mostly?
It was just my trading mistakes. You know, I would say I have a very decent common sense. Like if somebody comes to me and tell me I can turn $1 into $10,000, I'm probably gonna be skeptical about it and not do it. So yeah, it was mostly my mistakes. I never really fall into a scam. Yeah, anyway, I was doing day trading, lost a ton of money, and then thought about it. There should be a smarter way on how you can do things. And that's when I figured out about Bitscap, which is the software that I use. And one of the most common mistakes people think about when they think about AI trading is that it's easy, right? Is that you set up the bot and you make 15-20%.
Can we specify the term AI trading? Because the definition of AI is quite vague, I would say, in general. Like now everything is called AI. Do you really use AI techniques like neural networks and stuff like that?
So we call it AI because it comes from machine learning, right? AI is usually referred to machine learning. When an AI makes a mistake, it learns by itself, so it doesn't do it again. That's the term of AI. Now, the bot that we use, it's a grid bot. Specifically, all it does is that you have to set up the parameters and then it makes the trades on your behalf, sending the profit to your crypto wallet.
Yeah. For the beginners that are watching or listening to this podcast, what is a grid bot?
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good question. So the easiest way you can think about a grid bot is think of it as, hold on, let me actually think about it because I've never gave a metaphor.
It might be such an easy question that you maybe. Good. Let's see. The outtakes are usually the most honest ones, because probably you really never explained it because it's so easy actually, right?
It is.
Yeah, easy. try to find your words.
I had a metaphor. I guess I'll just explain it in plain English. Right. So the easiest way you can think about a grid bot is just price action percentage, right? So a grid bot is either going to cover a 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever the percentage you set it up with. And it's going to cover on the way down and on the way up. So for example, let's say you like to trade Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is about 63,000. I know we had a quite a drop earlier today. So let's say it's at 60,000. Then when you set up a grid bot, you can cover between the current market price, 60,000, to the low price, which can be 40,000, and then the high price, 70,000. So the bot is essentially going to be trading within those two parameters per se.
Right. And once price runs out of the grid, you might have a problem.
Yeah, which is one of the most common mistakes people fall into it. And that's kind of what we focus on inside CVA, is how can you set up a bot that is always trading? Because, and you probably have seen this, that people fall into this mistake of short-term thinking. They want to get in, get out fast. And when you do grid bot trading, is the long-term game. So this is especially for people who want to profit in the long-term game, not in the short term.
What specific techniques do you use with a grid bot instead of layering, let's say, different grids?
Yeah, so we focus on something that we call the systematic approach. So it is essentially a predictable way on how the bot can always keep trading within the range, right? So going back to the example of Bitcoin, like Bitcoin was trading between the 40s and the 60s, or 40s and 70s. Then how can you set up the bot that it's always going to be within the grid range? That is the first thing. You have to think about long-term investing, is setting up your bot that is always going to, in a way that it's always going to be trading, right?
Okay.
Then the second thing we focus on is volatility. As you probably know, Timo, and pretty sure a lot of the people that are watching this podcast, volatility is one of the things that really scare the hell out of people. I mean, it has.
You're talking about high volatility.
Yeah, where you are trading and then suddenly the price just drops 50%, and you're like, "What the hell just happened here?"
Because volatility is what we just need, right? No volatility, no trading.
Exactly.
I wouldn't generalize it that people are afraid of volatility. People might be afraid of very high, very sudden volatility, the bears jump out of the window kind of scenarios.
Exactly. Yeah. So that is something that it's very, very, very common in crypto. Definitely more common than any other space like Forex or stocks. Like you get to see volatility in the stocks and Forex, fair enough. But crypto is one of those things that you definitely get to experience high volatility. Either way, a lot of day traders are scared of volatility, of high volatility, because it can mess up the setup they have, right? On the contrarian, like on the other hand, Gridbot encourage to use volatility to profit from the market, right? Because the easiest mindset you can have on volatility or on Gridbots is that the more volatility a cryptocurrency has, the more buy and sell orders the bot is going to be make, and the more profit you're going to be getting.
Yeah, like if price goes between 50 and 55, just like crazy fast forever, you will be a guaranteed trillionaire.
Yeah.
The problem is always which range will it go next, and how do you get out of the last range?
Yeah, exactly. So usually what we have noticed is that some of the biggest challenges our clients have, or let's forget about our clients, just people that want to make a steady semi-passive income of 10 to 20% every month, is that they don't know where and how to start, right? So we solve those problems by giving you the framework and showing you which cryptocurrencies to invest. And like I said earlier, you need to have something that has volatility. So we give you the right tools on how you can find those coins with high volatility. But also, it's not only about volatility, but it's also making sure that you get into a high value coin, right? Because like you probably have seen, Timo, we have so many cryptocurrencies that are just a very fast get in and get out for a lot of investors. So that's not something we want. We want something that is actually be trading. It's going to be trading for 6+ months.
And how do you do that fundamental analysis to find those coins or projects?
Yeah, we do tons of fundamental analysis. I mean, that's our CVA specialty per se. That's what we do, right? We, instead of just letting you do all of the work, is we actually do the research and we give you some options based on your goals, your risk tolerance, your funds that you have to invest into your bots. We give you pretty much the coins that you can invest, and then we also help you with the whole setup of the crypto bots.
All right, sounds very good. What was your biggest aha moment, your biggest learning, your biggest light bulb?
I think something that a lot of people are going to benefit is that you need to stop thinking about the short term when investing in crypto, right? And that's something
And when
that a lot of people...
you were thinking short term, you said you lost 30K trading. You were thinking very short term, and then you switched that mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was doing, if anybody here watching my YouTube videos, then you probably have seen that I started doing Uber Eats. Didn't even have freaking money for a car, so I was doing it in a bicycle.
You were doing what? I didn't get that.
Uber Eats.
Uber rates.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like delivery, food delivery.
Like bike delivery or
bike
or something.
Yeah. I was doing that, and all of the money that I was making, I was just putting it into the short-term, quick get in, get out. So that's something people need to realize, is that like you can make tons of money in the short term, but it's gonna play off better if you have the mindset for long-term thinking.
Definitely. The same with Tyson. I see so many people go in for 1 month. It's not performing well, and then they get out again. They see the next month was performing well. They jump back in, but the next month after is like at zero, so they go back out. You just need to like stick to the game.
Make rational decisions.
Yeah, to get this on average yearly return, right? I started to think in years. Like people on Fiverr still ask me about daily returns. I'm always like, what? Why are you asking that?
Yeah.
Maybe you can think of monthly returns, but actually only yearly makes sense. Is there someone that has been a significant influence or like a mentor to you that you learned from?
In which aspect? In the crypto or business side of things?
I would be interested in both.
Yeah. So, for example, when it comes to business, I can say there is a guy called Charlie Margan. You probably have you heard about him?
No, it's like a YouTuber, business YouTuber.
Yeah, well, he also has a YouTube channel, like 100,000 subscribers, so he's growing fairly fast on YouTube. I think the guy, because he focuses a lot on simplicity, and I think that's one of those things where you can apply for anything in your life. Like, I know we're speaking about crypto right now, but even when it comes to crypto, simplicity and keeping things, not necessarily diving into 20, 30, 40 things at the same time, but just focusing on one thing at a time. That's one of the aspects he focuses on. If we go back to crypto, for example, you're probably someone that has already tried airdropping, trading, staking, mining. There are so many ways of making money in crypto. Yeah. So if you're watching this, then it means you are interested in making money with crypto. That's why you're watching it. It doesn't have to be grid bots, by the way. But whatever you do, you just have to focus on one single thing. Like, stop doing 10 things at the same time. That's the biggest lesson I learned from that guy, and also applies for crypto.
So you specialized on grid bots only and stopped all the other things.
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course, once you master one thing, then you can start applying something else. So, for example, something we're doing right now inside CVA is that we have grid bots and we set them up for long term. So some of our clients are like, cool, now what do I do with my time? Because I'm making good money with grid bots. Uh, do I lay out and just watch TV, or what the hell do I do with my time? We have added also a day trading strategy for members who want to have their bots running if for long term, barely investing time, maybe 30, 40 minutes a week, but also they can also do some active day trading on the as their main income as well.
I'm very skeptical about anything regarding day trading. I don't know anyone that makes real proper income with day trading. Can you say something different?
Why are you skeptical?
Well, let me show you something. So there's this abstract. I found it through Coding Jesus. Very
Coding
interesting.
Jesus.
You know the YouTube channel, Coding Jesus?
No, I'm not familiar, but that's quite a name. Interesting name.
Yeah, it's because he looks like Jesus.
That's funny.
Like, especially
He does
earlier
look
days. And he's a quantitative developer at some very major trading firm.
Okay.
And super skilled in all the quant and data science stuff. And he's also hating about day traders and people trying to sell day trading courses. Because this abstract pretty much proves that it does not exist. Let me read that to you. We show that it is virtually impossible for an individual to day trade for a living, contrary to what course providers claim. We observe all individuals who began to day trade between 2013 to 15 on the Brazilian equity futures market. You could now argue, yeah, that's not the crypto markets, but of course people claim to make money in Forex and equities and stocks.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really a difference. So 97% of them lost money. Only 0.4% earned more than a bank teller, which is $54 per day. And the top individual earned, for some reason, $310 per day with great risk, a standard deviation of $2,560. Additionally, we find no evidence of learning by day trading. So when you go through the abstract, I can send it to you later, or maybe put it as a download somehow into the YouTube description.
Yep.
And when you read through it, you will see that the people, the longer they stayed, the longer they kept trading, and the more they lost. People that stopped earlier, obviously because they didn't put as much money as at risk, but there's no evidence that you actually can learn day trading.
Yeah.
According to this article, how many did I say? How many people they looked at? I'm sure it was written somewhere. Yeah, quite a significant number of people, nearly 20,000 people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it all comes down to perspective, you know. First of all, this article was in 2017, so it has been almost 8 years since then. It has been quite some time. So new patterns that have been constantly been repeated in the market are shown now. For example, here's the thing about our day trading strategy is we don't really rely much on the price of Bitcoin, for example. By the way, we only trade Bitcoin. We don't trade any other altcoin or any other cryptocurrency out there. We only
when it comes
Bitcoin.
to day trading.
When it comes to day trading, and we can talk about this for a few minutes, but when it comes to day trading, we only trade Bitcoin, and we don't use any indicators. We don't use any fancy softwares or anything like that.
Price action only.
Yeah, it's only price action, and we only focus on what is happening in the stock market, and we relate it to what is happening. We focus on the stock market, and we just align it with the crypto market, and we only trade on different time frames.
And is it really day trading? Like you close the trade before the end of the day? And because otherwise, would be swing trading. I think many crypto traders are not so precise with that. potentially because it's 24/7 market. In stocks, it's more
Yeah.
clear, like I close it before the day closes.
Yeah, exactly. It's day trading, so it focuses on getting in, getting out. It's very, very directional related. So we don't go against the trade or against the trend. So yeah, it's very directional related as well.
Can you show us an example?
Sure. Yeah, let me share my screen. So for example, right now we like I said earlier, we only focus on the direction of the market, and we only trade Bitcoin. Like one of our members made this post where he made 106% short in Bitcoin. He uses leverage. So by any means,
So you actually
I'm not
made
saying,
like it's under 1% of profit in spot way of thinking.
exactly. Yeah, it's less than 1% when you're thinking on the spot. So by any means, I'm not saying day trading is for everyone, because contrary to what a lot of people say on the internet, I do not think day trading is for everyone. I also don't think that day trading should be something that you need to do to be highly profitable. That's why we only give it to specific members inside CVA, members that really that have the discipline and mindset to be part of the day trading. So you still have it as a new member of CVA, but we don't encourage you to apply it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep. So it's highly directional. And if we take a look, he made this post yesterday at 8 p.m. And if we take a look at yesterday's Bitcoin price, 8 p.m., it was somewhere around here. We can see how we use these candles like Heiken Sheep, and we only focus on what is happening right now. So if the market is showing a strong bearish candle, then we're gonna go short. Yeah, and we use different time frames and things in that nature.
Okay. Do you have some more specific information, like where do you put your take profit stop loss? Do you have a fixed risk to reward?
So yeah, about that, we don't use a stop loss. And yeah, no, that's why.
Well,
that's
you
why
use
I'm saying
liquidation,
it's,
right? With 125x.
Yeah,
Stop loss
that's
might
what I'm
be
saying.
trivial.
It's not for everyone, and I'm being very, very transparent. It's not for everyone. It's not like you have to control your emotions very well. So that's why grid bots turn out to be a very good fit for majority of people. I could say with confidence that grid bots are for everyone, because the emotional level they require is minimal, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be on a 30%, 50% loss in 5 minutes or in less than a minute. But you will maintain a steady profit.
I do see those leverage percentages a little bit different. Like, it's kind of weird if you have a $100 account and you take $1, put a 100x on it, and price moved up 1%, you say you made a 100% profit. But I try to always think in portfolio ratio. So on your $100 portfolio, you made 1% profit. And if the leverage was 100 or 1 million, doesn't really matter much to me.
Yeah. I mean, because it's very directional and you don't go against the trend, then it has proven to have, like we did a small experiment. It wasn't with 20,000 members, but we did a small experiment. We did 300 trades with different members. So it accumulated a total of 300 trades. The fun fact about the experiment is that we had a 99% winning rate, which it's super difficult to believe, specifically on the day trading side of things, because there is a reason why you use a stop loss in 9 out of 10 strategies on day trading, and that's because
which leverage did they use again?
Between 75 and 125.
You told them where to get out, where to take profit.
Yeah, Yeah, where to take
Okay.
profit, and we don't go against the trade.
Trend.
So yeah, we don't go against
Yeah.
the trend, and we don't use the stop loss. Therefore, you only have an outcome. You either you have to win. That's the strategy we use. So it does have a highly winning rate percentage because of that.
When it comes to day trading or any kind of manual trading, do you have any unusual or quirky habits or routines when you set up a trade? Like basically something that brings you good luck.
I would say if you are looking to get into day trading, I mean, the same principle applies for everything. So just focus on day trading if that's what you want to do. Like one of the common
But you don't have
mistakes
like
I
a
used to do.
a ritual before you start day trading. You
I see so
meditate
many
for
people
15
having
minutes.
rituals. Yeah, not really, I just get into the charts. Of course, you don't want to get into the charts when you have so many things in your head. So when you are overloaded with work or you're overthinking about so many things, that's not really the way of trading. Or you don't want to multitask either when you're doing day trading. So you don't want to be
Yeah,
jumping into meetings and also doing day trading, something like that.
yeah, for sure. Okay. If you weren't involved in trading, what do you think would your career have been?
That's an interesting question. Huh. If I wasn't involved in trading, I think I could be. I always like software, so probably I could be doing something like software related. Maybe
Mhm.
working. My dream job was actually to work for Google or Facebook or Amazon, one of those big three.
As
I
a
didn't like
developer?
Apple. Yeah, as a developer, because that's actually what I study in university. I studied software engineer for 4 years, so I almost graduated from it.
Almost graduated.
Yeah, then I quit because I found it CVA and I just fall in love with it, and I started doing it more than studying, or my grades started dropping, and I
Yeah.
said I'm just gonna go all into CVA.
Was your coding background trading related? Like, was it more Python than front end, at least, or some data science in your
It
studies?
was more. It wasn't trading oriented. It was just more program oriented. So it was more C++. I learned some Python as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and JavaScript. It was a lot of JavaScript as well.
Python is by far the top trading language, I would say, right?
Yeah. Now I had to learn about it, but I'm not an expert by any means on it. I wish I was. You know a lot about Python, right? You know how to trade on it.
Yeah, Python and PineScript are my top languages. And I specifically started learning how to code because of trading, so the choice was quite clear. After half a year, I did a data science bootcamp, which was like 3.5 months. This was extremely hard. Like every day, 10, 12 hours of pure input and tasks and tests. So that was a big leap. And then I did another round of self-teaching, self-learning. So in total, until I was confident, I would say 2 years.
Cool.
Not
Cool.
too long.
Yeah,
For
and I'm guessing that's one of the things people also need to learn is they need to have a clear vision of what they want. So when you started doing that, you kind of had a clear idea of what you wanted from the
yeah,
coding.
yeah, and of course I don't know all the frameworks. Right, Python is huge. If you learn, if you know everything about Django, probably it takes you 5 years to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for data science, it's I think quite basic. You can learn it quick. Besides Bitsgap, what other tools do you use? Do you have something to backtest? Certainly, you used 3 commas and maybe Altrady, other bot trading platforms like that. What did you try?
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because we only use Bitscap at the moment, right now. If you have ever used Bitscap before, you know it's a great bot for great bots specifically, but the backtesting kind of sucks, to be honest. Like it only allows you to backtest up to 30 days, and that's very short-minded type of thinking, because it means you only have data for 30 days, right? So that's why we also, as CVA, as a company, we reach out to you, because you basically, if you don't know what Timo does, he basically builds different algorithms on TradingView that helps you with a ton of different things, one of them being backtesting. So we are developing that tool with you, and that's also something we're going to be adding into CVA, which in a nutshell, what it does, the indicator, is that it helps you backtest different cryptocurrencies between like up to whatever the length you want to be, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 32 months, whatever that is.
Depending on your TradingView subscription, right? So it's limited by the length of your historical bars.
Yeah, I guess that's the only limitation you have, because it's up to 10,000 bars, something like that.
And no, not 100% true. It's also limited by the compilation time, which is also dependent on your TradingView subscription. But even with the premium, so the non-institutional highest subscription, it's limited to 42 seconds, which is very long. But yeah, we've seen the limits already.
Yeah. Point being is that there is no longer going to be a backtesting of 30 days, right? You'll have a good data of the backtesting side of things of a cryptocurrency for 3 months or 6 months, right? And you can have, right, if I'm going to be trading, for example, Bitcoin with these parameters and these settings and these features turned on or off, what could be the potential return that I get in these 6 or 3 months? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, should be ready soon. I didn't know we would mention it here, but we're working together on this CVA backtester. And
yes, we are.
Will be available on your platform.
Yeah, in September 1st. So if you... No. I was going to mention something, but forget about it. So just, no, that's it. That's good.
Okay, Emilio, I got one last question for you. Where do you see yourself as an algo trader in 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I love that question, because it builds confidence and vision on where you want to be. So personally, when it comes to CVA and myself, in 5 years, I believe we will have our own trading bot. So we're not going to be relying in Bitscap anymore, right? So that's the first thing. We're going to have our own trading bot. We're going to be more done for you instead of do it yourself. So right now we do about 60% of the work by providing you the cryptocurrencies, some of the settings, but you still have to do some work, right? So we aim that in 5 years, it is so automated that you only do a 10% of the work by literally clicking on and off, things like that. We're going to be doing all of the work, or the algorithm is going to be doing all of the work, and it's just fully automated passive income. Yeah, that's what we're aiming for in 5 years.
Cool. Sounds very good. So if you watched until now, definitely also go to Emilio's YouTube channel. I'm going to link it in the description, because we also did another video where he is interviewing me about some more personal question about Wind Premium, about Tyson, about block algo flags. Definitely watch that one, and see you in the next one.